Good evening and welcome to Edessa, the Dark Crusade, Season 2. Tonight, we find a similar situation as the last couple of days, last couple of nights. Two K-Knights have been spending a bit of time teaching. One language, one other things. Academic purposes of different bents, I suppose you could call it. But as of right now, Madeline is just getting up. She'll turn to Memnon. She'll just say, well, I do like spending time and enjoy your company and scholarly pursuits. Perhaps we should take a walk. There are certain things that I believe we can discuss while walking. And, well, I suppose having a look at the matter at hand will be a lot easier for us to visualize.
Ah, very well. Hopefully there won't be too much traffic.
It is the merchants, the central market at first, and then the merchants district, but why? We can both handle that, I believe.
I'm sure I will be safe in the good graces of the Sisters' Company.
And you say you are a brute. You are learning quite fast how to at least come with compliments. I approve. And the two will just leave this rundown house that they've borrowed, let's call it. Probably not, but in any way, they will begin to go to. Madeline herself will be wearing her normal, like, commoner clothing, looking like a normal merchant. She has a hood on. If she would change a little bit in her clothing, one could make some other assumptions about her walking around at night, but hey. But the two will begin to walk toward or through the central market. Madeline, after a little, will just turn to him and just say, so, I do not know, have you stated your claim yet? Or have you still to talk to the prince of it?
Yes, I did. And the prince was rather gracious. I did like that I could simply arrive to the point. No need for pleasantries or elaborations beyond what my own worth was.
I got the same impression. Well, quite strange. Brave and true. I think I'm going to like her.
She does have very interesting tastes in the pursuits of knowledge, I would say.
Oh?
I haven't met many Ventru in my young years. My sire never did mention that they had any inclinations towards the hidden knowledges of the occult, though she may not be like other Ventru.
Why? Trust me, if any even truth is to attain knowledge that will help him, that will aspire power to him, he will take it. They are all, in this sense, interested in the occult.
She seems to be receptive to any information that would be shared. Always could come in as a bargaining chip. Memnon kind of winks at Madeline about that.
Hmm. From what I know about her, I do not believe she needs a lot of knowledge. But, well, should the opportunity present itself, of course. There is another thing, though. In our home, in the Merchants District, I must. I am wondering if someone was to claim domain between the two of us, that would be somewhat of a problem, would you not say?
Mm. Yes, it would be. Yeah, I would hate to have to bargain with someone in order to make a visit towards you. Very
Likewise.
frustrating. But I do think between you and I, we could, in time, perhaps extend our reach.
Hmm. Yes. My focus will soon come on this city, in earnest. And with so, I do believe I will take a more active role. I will extend my reach south of the river, the more, well, further down. If you were to link up with me, we would have claimed between Essential, yourself, and myself, and one other person, we would have claimed most of the Merchants District, a quite vital part of the city. That would be a good thing, I think.
Edessa would be better off with your presence here, sister.
Mm. Thank you for your kind words.
But the question does remain, how would we go about this?
Well, if we take Prince on her word, she seemed to put quite a lot of emphasis in maintaining and building up stability in one's domain. That should be our primary concern, show that we can maintain the domain that we have now, if that turns out to be indeed the case, and that we can maintain and secure our domains. One would think, well, that we would be trusted with even more.
There are about two ways to going forward with securing our own domains, with our own personal power and might to influence the mortals therein, and or we bring the mortals under our influences. A little bit of both, I think, would be prudent.
I have already begun to make quite a few of these things a reality. Although we should not rush ourselves. As we both know, Rome was not built in a day. But I will tell you that if we both double our efforts to begin to make this one of our main goals, well, we still have our wanted, well, the person who wanted to, seemingly wanted to kidnap you or worse.
Memnon kind of bristles at that, kind of as if he's got a pain in his neck that he. Yes, I would love to bring his head back to the prince, mount it on my wall, but in due time.
Well, we will, in due time, as you said, but it's more a concern, but still something we have to find out what Gilad knew. He is a strange ghoul, but I suppose that happens when the mortals are starved of blood. But regardless. And as Madeline is about to continue the conversation, she just notices that just in the central market, and she sees a figure she remembers. She thinks so. As she looks, she sees Irene.
Abby.
Hi. Yep, Irene is in the Central Market, looking at fabric.
Is she totally nuts today?
Yeah, I don't know that yet. Which dice roller are you guys in? Not that fast.
I just remembered out of character. I just remembered myself that dice roller is a thing.
Yeah, I wanted to say something, but since we just kept going, I was like, okay.
Lol.
There we go. Dice roller 1.
That's the only one. Okay, great.
Madeline is not very hungry.
I need to make that roll as well. Let's see.
We should have done this before, but
Yeah, I'm really sure how well, Don't have nightmares.
I've been close to nightmares. That's one boss roll, though.
Mm-hmm.
It don't phase me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm good.
I guess I'll say that I hunted in the bazaar since we were like right there, and it's the rack.
So, yep, Irene is looking at pretty fabric. A dark green one.
Yeah. Madeline just looks at Memnon, smiles. Give me just one moment. And Madeline will just. What will she do? She will do her best goof ramen. She will just say, "Ah, Lady Irene, so very good to see you." And she'll do a very, flowing curtsy towards her.
Oh boy. Irene will look around, a little surprised, especially with like the gestures and the text not comparing to the person that she sees. So she does curtsy. Lady Madeline, it has been a while. It is a pleasure to see you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing very well. And you?
I've been doing well, yes.
Are you in the middle of something?
I was just checking out to I need to get a new dress made, and just looking to see if there was anything I like, but I like the color of this one, but the feel to it feels a bit hard.
Hmm. I have some you can borrow if it is only for one occasion. Tell me, the one I got you for that other occasion, how did it fare?
Um, we've not yet actually.
Oh, it is still too. Ah, I see. Hmm. Well, it is. I am still looking forward to hearing
Mm, I know.
what will come of it.
It's been the state of, well, the affairs of the state, I guess, got in the way.
Hmm. I am not. I'm not surprised.
Hmm.
There's quite a few things for us to take care of. It is only natural that certain things will be put off. Mm. But me and good Memnon, we are just having a small walk. Would you join us, or is this purchase very important?
Oh no, not at all. I don't mind
Very
you at
splendid.
all.
Very well, very good. Please come.
Yeah,
She will
she
just,
won't stay along.
and she'll just have the both of them just nod or acknowledge or greet each other.
Lady Irene, good to see you again.
Memnon, it is a pleasure.
How is my battlekin doing this evening? How have you fared since our victory?
I wouldn't necessarily refer to myself as Battlekin.
Oh, do not be coy. Madeline, did you know that my Lady Irene here is a fierce tigress on the battlefield? She just skipped and sang her way into the fight. Not a care in the world.
I'm not gonna lie. Madeline is probably gonna laugh a little bit, like it's gonna go like. Oh, description. I do believe you have been insincere with me. You say you have no flair for oh, describing anything like a poet. And that was very well done. Very well done. Really like a tigress. Hmm. Oh, you surprise me still.
Hmm. I may not seem poetic, but I do read.
Hmm. Well, I would encourage you to continue to do so. Poetry is lost on so many, but even for us, it can hold meanings that are hard thought for and in other places. But they are beginning to move at this point. But Melon will just continue, and she will just say, "So, Irene is. I wonder, have you met with Edessa's new prince?
Yes, I have.
Hmm. And you have laid claim to a place?
I have.
I do not believe I have heard where. I am, of course, interested, merely interested, but
Of course. Well, I mean, I can't imagine it comes as a big surprise to you, Lady Madeline. That I have taken a portion of the Nobles district as my domain.
hmm, hmm. I do believe it is only fitting. The challenger of a prince?
Hmm. It is where I have most of my, well, contacts.
Hmm. I suppose it is also almost expected of
Expected.
you that you would have a domain that would have a certain stature to it.
Part of my domain also includes the gate outside, or well, from the noble's quarter to the northern parts of the lands.
Hmm. So, will there be an extra gate toll, or will you
Mm,
be a good ruler and let the city not be placed under another burden?
I have no intention of raising it all.
Hmm. The odd venture might. It would be foolish, of course, but I do believe one of their number would think of such a thing if they could get away with it. But with these, honestly, good to hear that you have done this work. I do believe most of our clan has. There are those who are less inclined to do so, of course, but still.
Mm.
Might I ask what combat were the two of you involved in? I'm curious.
Memnon will just look at Lady Irene and wonder who goes first to explain.
Yeah, I mean, well, look at Memnon expecting him to go first. Since, I mean, in all fairness, it was kind of his mission.
Okay. Memnon will then say, well, you do remember that outsider, the Nadim fellow that you
Ah,
have run across?
yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Yes, we did battle with him, his handmate, I presume, and some of his ghouls. We dispatched them, conquered.
Hmm.
Day was won.
Well, it seems that outsiders continue to plague our dear city.
Ah,
He was
yes.
of Clan Gangrel, yeah?
From my understanding, he was.
He might not be the last.
You don't think the encounter we had was with one of their numbers, do you, Sister Madeline?
That I can honestly not tell, but I will let the two of you know that a person would not, well, perhaps he is that much of a. Hmm. It seems unlikely that a person would make such provocation so eagerly without having some sort of plan, but hmm, perhaps I am simply underestimating how stupid some people can be, or overconfident. Hmm, I do not know. Being an outsider to a city and just stirring up trouble for oneself seems not a mistake any kindred of any great or just little age would do. But perhaps I am wrong. I would at least think he had some sort of friends or something. But oh well.
Well, it is not unheard of that He is seeking to devour one of his own kind, in the broadest sense of kind, I mean, as in our own likeness. But given his prowess, it is a strange thing that he is not a member of someone's court.
Do we know for certain that he was not?
You wouldn't be suggesting that he's the agent of some other dignitary? Some other Canite?
It would not be impossible. A very new prince. Still, however, her power base might be very strong. There are sometimes that are better to attack and embed people. Now, around this time and around the plague, be one of those times. New blood, new people are needed. You lend your expertise. It would be easy to slip in. You could do your normal business and really go unseen by most people, since they are all quite a lot of people finding their own feet. And you could report back what people in the city are doing, but I suppose he will not be. If he was ever reporting anything, he will not be doing it now.
I would advise Lady Irene to be careful on the road. We were beset by a Canite like ourselves, though. One that I've not seen within the city before.
I see. Beset. You were attacked.
Yes. The person had laid traps for us. Though when I say for us, I do not necessarily mean to indicate that this was a personal attack, as if he is some begrieved party by one of our own selves. It could have been easily anyone else.
Or it could have been one who was very, very hungry, simply needed something to eat, since it was not necessarily designed, as far as I could tell, to kill. But
Though he did have a stake with him.
well, he was
It's-
definitely prepared, that is true. Maybe it was not his hole, but he had simply seen it and seen someone going for someone else's trap. But then again, why would he have this stake? Maybe he prepared it on the spot. Who knows?
I feel quite certain, not to contradict you, sister, by that trap and what we found at his abode. This was a design. This was...
Oh, I agree with you. It most probably was. As the three are discussing this, they're walking. They're beginning to near the end of the central market. They're beginning to approach closer to the merchants district. Does anyone else appear?
As you're walking, where are you walking again?
God damn it. We're approaching the end of the central market and beginning to enter the merchants district. It's somewhere there.
Yeah, as you're walking along the Merchants District, that's Edge. Um, you both hear a familiar voice, one kind of wrapped in laughter, with another voice that you can't quite put your finger on.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, I can for both of them, but yeah.
Yeah, Madeline, you obviously everyone recognizes
Illustrious.
the illustrious voice of Omar Shadid. Oh. Um, Madeline, you recognize the slower paced voice.
Mm.
Less enthused, more relaxed voice of Abdul.
Mm.
Hey,
Madeline.
remember on spend willpower, baby.
Oh boy.
Or kick that shit in, I don't mind.
What was that?
Hey, these guys look super Muslim.
Oh,
Remember those
right,
guys
right,
from
right,
Dunway?
right, right. Right. Okay, 1 willpower. That brings me back to 4.
Bruce, trust me, like MA's character was a nun, and I played a lot with her. I know exactly where you are at right now. Trust me.
Just don't have enemies. It works,
God
people.
damn, that was the fucking willpower sink. Anyways, Madeline will go over to them. She doesn't want to directly, and like if they're just chatting, she will come over to them and we'll curtsy to the both of them.
Oh, Abdul, you're absolutely insane. Hello, Madeline. Oh, friends. Good evening. What are you doing in the illustrious universe? I shall you bounty.
I, for my sake, am passing through to get to my own domain, of course, and well, Memnon and Erin were talking to me, so
Walking
we are
by the
simply
neighbors, I
passing.
see, yes.
It is good to see you again, Abdul.
Oh, I was just doing some business with my good friend Abdul. Abdul, sir, have you met these fine ladies and gentlemen? Um, Abdul kind of comes forward. He sort of hobbles on a kind of large walking stick, which is embezzled in all sorts of fine metals and gems. I do not believe I have. He will. Don't see Menmon. I think Irene. No, he's met Irene.
I thought so too.
Yeah, he's met Irene briefly.
Yeah. She would curtsy.
Yeah, Magdalene, Irene. Good to see you. I do not believe we have met her, but I have heard of you. The good gentleman Menmon, yes?
Indeed.
You see that Memnon kind of like folds his hands, his arms like near his chest in a defensive posture, but he just kind of like turns his nose up very slightly. Yes. Good evening.
He doesn't seem to register or gives no indication that he has. He simply continues. As Mr. Shadid said, I am Abdul, Vizier of the venerable Assamanid clan. I was just settling some business under the gracious hospitality of your clan's primogenitor.
Oh, that is good to hear.
Oh yes, have you heard? Oh, actually, I should definitely. I think. Yes, I think we should tell you. Particularly, I think because it involves you, Irene.
Me?
Yes, well, you have seen the map of the claims of the domain of the nobles quarter, yes?
I have indeed.
Oh, is it not the most colorful war zone you have ever seen in your own life?
You consider it to be a war zone?
Oh, you're so cute, I could just pinch your cheek.
She will take a slight step back at that. I am sure that everyone who has claimed domain in the Nobles District will find a way to be co-productive.
Oh, well, that would be a mighty shame. At least for those who, shall we say, have their eyes on a winner. We've been acting as witnesses to certain wagers involving boons, you see.
I see.
Myself and Mr. Shadid have been collating at least.
Interesting.
And of course, as the honorable witnesses that we are,
And
we acquire as, should you say, a small cut of a prize. In exchange for being able to verify and enforce these wages.
of
You have
course,
caused quite a stir.
I can assure you that was not my intention.
She looks to Emma Shadid and back to you. Emma Shadid clearly doesn't believe you and looks far too entertained. He's so happy right now.
Madeline just goes in or interjects herself. She just says, "These bets are they? I am assuming that they're not for money, or perhaps for money and or other things."
Some money, some, shall I say, more intangible things such as political sway, some boons, services. You name anything, it will most likely be on this list.
But the bets themselves are regarding anything or anyone or
It is largely just wages between friendly acquaintances. We are acting as observers.
I see.
And what have you observed so far then?
Oh well, let's see. Let me actually look shit up real quick. Oh yes, didn't the gentleman Everard, he made a bet with Giblet, didn't he? Promised him 5 major boons. If the Lasumber took control of the district. 5 major boons. Absurdity, I tell you. The man is absolutely insane.
That is quite a lot indeed.
And Jibril is even more crazy to accept it. He puts his hands up in the air. Like, as in what? What is this?
Irene clearly fails to see the humor in all of this, by the way, but I guess
Who
that
had
was
made
kind
that-
of a...
Who had made that bet with whom?
Jibril with Everard. Everard is a Venturinian name.
If the Lasumber took control of what district?
Nobles
Oh.
Quarter.
Hmm.
Oh, and that is not all. Lady Astor promised one of her satellites a small fortune. It could last you 100 years if she lost her own domain.
So, if I may understand this correctly, there
She
is
hasn't
a.
even received her domain yet. But I'm always happy to entertain.
Hmm. But what is... Maybe I misunderstand. One would make the bet only to lose things, or is one promised something when one initiates the bet?
Oh, well. Whoever wins the bet acquires the service. For example, the 5 boons. Whoever wins the bet gets the 5 boons over Fiefra.
But there was only one claim. Loss if the Lasumber claimed domain. Or what would the other condition be?
Well, if another clan managed to take control, of course.
Ah, very well.
And you speak of the totality of the Nobles' Quarter. Is that correct?
What remains of it, at least. Yes, the aristocrats were already at each other's throats. Now it's gonna be even worse.
I truly hope not.
He tries to stifle a smile in front of you. As if like, I'll try and look bad because you feel bad. He's putting your thoughts first.
So kind.
Very
Firstly.
interesting. So if one was to be in a gambling mood, one would have to speak to the two of you?
Oh yes. We are the most trusted observers of boons in the city. Why? We could be venerable chancellors.
It's always good to know.
He actually has Canine 3. Please tell me someone here has Canine 3.
Lol.
Oh, for
Nope.
Christ's sake. You have no idea what the fuck a chancellor is. I mean, other than his actual mortal.
Hmm.
I am just going to quickly check, see if I'm using the correct term. Sorry. I think I am. Go away from my folks.
Well, a person like me was never really exposed to gambling in my mortal life, and I cannot say that I have ever really been introduced to it in my canine existence. Well, it could be interesting, I suppose. If one finds the right person to bet with, of course.
Well, as exciting as this may all seem, a lot of the bets are much more reasonable. For example, Francis Beaumont promised Mr. Cantor several, I believe, 2 minor boons. If the Ventral weren't able to take control of what remains of the quarter. A lot of it is just a healthy way to express friendly rivalries or to socialize with one another. When
Or
you've got the high stakes players, it really make things interesting.
I would myself first have to see if I was any good at betting, any good at gambling, before I would indebt myself, I must say. But it sounds interesting nonetheless.
If you want to try your luck at gambling, well, I heard there were more than a few gambling dens in Riverside, although they're all burning down these nights.
Well, that is a shame.
But what if I open up my own gambling den? Oh, yes.
Well, if you would host such an establishment, I would be delighted. I would
How
be
much should be
obligated.
established?
I would be
Yes.
obligated to come and make sure to help you and have it be a success, of course.
Coming to a neighborhood near you. He kind of generically points at all of you as if you're somehow this establishment is somehow coming to a neighborhood near you.
Madeline stands there completely in befuddlement, not knowing the anachronistic reference. It's just, oh. But Madeline will just say, Well,
But yes, I think that is a line of business I shall enter in the near future. Of all these tragic occurrences in Riverside and all of the damage it has sustained, someone's got to invest and put the work in, no?
well,
Businesses do
can
not
put the
rebuild
work in.
themselves. Oh, sorry.
No. Memnon just kind of like aloud, but to himself, said, yes, someone could put in the work.
who is to say that someone has not already, unbeknownst to us, of course, but perhaps already made plans?
Oh yes, well, we can have all the plans in the world.
That is true.
I know I do. I just have this turban to keep them all safe and sound.
She smiles to Omar. We are fortunate to have you.
Well, and I am so much more fortunate to have all of you.
Mm.
Memnon would say to Omar, by the way, Omar, we are now somewhat neighbors. I hope perhaps one of these evenings I could pay you a visit. There's an opportunity I would like to discuss with you, if you'd be interested.
All right, I'd be absolutely delighted to have you.
Memnon tries to wince a smile.
It's hard not to with this guy. In any case, I should probably return home.
Well,
Heavens no, it will take me all night with this leg.
perhaps we could call you a carriage.
That is quite alright. I need the exercise anyway. Keep these
Anyway.
old bones from stiffening up entirely.
That would be a shame. Please have a very good evening.
It is quite, it was good to see you all. Likewise. Good evening. I should have noted his skin is very dark. Because that's my answer.
Yeah.
It does definitely draw attention to an extent at this point. But it's not so much as to be silence breaching.
It's not completely black yet.
It is not insanity.
Madeline, as he begins to leave, she will just look at Omar and she will just say, well, is there anything else? I do think I myself will also be beginning to head home. She looks to the two others.
Oh,
Is
did
there-
you... did you see the smoke outside the city last night?
Smoke? Smoke outside the city?
Oh, yes. A giant fire. Direction of that witch hunter town, if I recall.
She smiles a bit, looks around. That is fortuitous news. It seems that someone have had luck. Perhaps our dearest Ventru. Did
That
say
or the military just set fire to their own fields.
Somehow I doubt that, but
I
perhaps.
very much doubt that. But our military hasn't always been the most intelligent. Well, no.
I do guess it wouldn't hurt looking into that.
We definitely should have someone look into it.
Oh, and those egregious murders in the guild halls. Absolutely
Again?
terrible.
Madeline will just say, again. Ugh.
Again and
Friends,
again and again. My good lady.
Out of character, I missed that last part. What happened in the guild halls?
Oh, have you not heard? There have been murders happening there for months. Different than last time, though. Last time they had this
An
gruesome
artistic
display of,
flourish.
yes, very silence breaching. Rogue tis missing something.
And which guild hall was this?
Oh, it was the district itself. Someone running around breaching breaching Toredo domain. Not sure if they've ever found the culprit. They might have kept it in-house.
I will not stand for that. I'll look into this myself.
Well, you might want to be careful. The religious authorities are quite, how you say, keen to look into this one. All these strange sigils and carvings into the bones of their victims, and it's quite nasty.
Sigils in their bones, you say?
Well, the Toreadors seem to attract some very, very unfortunate attention these nights.
But though they're just crazy. I think they're crazy. Like that, what was it? That nun who had her house burnt down.
Joanna
Yeah, she was very crazy.
and an
Not stable,
infernalist.
that one.
If the rumors are to be believed, her and Margot were infernalists.
Whatever happened to Margot? From what time was she still here?
I have not seen her in quite some time. I am wondering that myself.
I know Johanna, they thought she was a devil worshipper, yes, but I I believe I heard down the grapevine that Margot got was, how do you say, proven innocent by the court?
As I said, if the rumors are to believe,
If the court says it is not so, then it is not so.
it would seem so. Yes.
I'm sure if she really were a filthy devil-worshipping heretic, that she would have been put to the stake.
I trust our authorities, of course.
Oh, and I trust my seneschal.
You and me both. She smiles and nods quite happily at that. And, yeah. Unless there's anyone that wants to talk with her, Madeline's going to be beginning to walk away.
Good evening to you all. I shall see you soon, Menwan. And Irene, good luck!
Memnon might whisper in Madeline as they walk away. Pagans never had such trouble with the devil.
Good luck on your conquest, Irene. He waves. You're muted, Irene.
Yeah, and Madeline will just turn to Memnon and just say, who are truly pagans and who are truly the right believers.
You ask me. Sorry, go on. No, go on. Sorry.
She would just say, something to consider. I do not know if I have an answer.
Memnon would respond, it looks to me that the world hasn't really changed. There are still many gods. There's many people claiming it's one. All different.
There is at least one. That I know of. She smiles. And, yeah, and she will just say, Irene, Memnon, have a very good night. And she will begin to walk off.
I guess Memnon would probably, after the whole conversation with the chancellors, just point out that she probably should come by his shop and get fitted for some armor. He takes his leave.
Right. And unless there's anyone who wants to say anything else, I do believe that this scene will come to a close. Thank you very much, players, for playing, watchers for watching, and ST for being, well, for ST.
For being a musher dude.